Alright, what's up? This is Dan from Bodybuilder in Thailand.com. Today we're going to be talking about my experience with Superdrol, which only lasted 3 weeks. This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Don't do anything I've done, don't do anything I talk about, and this is not promoting the use of illegal substances or anything like that. Just talking for entertainment about my experiences. As well with that is, guys, all these, it seems like, oh, he's taking a lot of different substances. Usually what I take is just 350 milligrams or 700 milligrams of testosterone a week. That's usually what I'm using. But I have taken these other substances because there's a novelty factor in taking anabolic steroids, in that it is interesting to try all the different ones and see what kind of effect it has on your body. So that's the reason why I've taken a bunch of the different ones. It's not like I'm taking all of them and all at the same time. I'm not some massive steroid abuser, but I do think, hello doggy, but I do think that it is it's entertaining, and there's a novelty factor in experimenting with the different compounds. So when I took Superdrol, I started for 1 week at 10 milligrams per day, and then I went up to 20 milligrams per day for the 2 weeks after that. And it was really, really strong. It's definitely the strongest oral steroid I've ever used. Much stronger than D-bol or Anadrol. So the power, the punch that it packs, it is definitely strong. It's similar to trenbolone, and I would even go as far as saying that, as far as if you had to pick between two drugs that would be the most powerful in the amount that they could change your physique, Superdrol and trenbolone are probably the two most powerful drugs. I actually think that Superdrol is that strong that it's comparable like that to trenbolone, just in the amount that it can change your body. The amount that it pumped me up, like with glycogen, and made my muscles look full, was the same as D-bol. But it did that while at the same time giving this like dry, supercharged look that trenbolone gives. It really is like Superdrol. Superdrol is a good name for the hormone because it's absolutely super. So yeah, I'm gonna put that out there, that Superdrol is by far, on a milligram per milligram basis, the most powerful oral steroid I've used. So 10 milligrams, it was enough 10 milligrams per day was enough to feel it, get increased pump and get increased strength. But it really kicked in at 20 milligrams per day. And that was the 2 weeks after that I left it at 20 milligrams per day, which was 2 tablets. And yeah, that shit was potent as fuck. It pumped my whole body up, and gave me a look that was just really full. And then as far as my strength went, it probably increased my strength better than any drug I've ever used, including Tren. So all of my lifts went up about 20 to 30 pounds on the weight that I would use for a working set. About 20 to 30 pound increase on the weight I used for a working set on every lift. And it just really filled everything out. The pumps that I got were ridiculous. Every time I'd be working out, it would be like, Jesus Christ, at the amount of blood volume in the muscle. And a lot of people have problems with Superdrol with lethargy. I actually didn't get any problems with the lethargy, although it did really feel like I was on something. And generally when a drug feels like that, I don't like to stay on it for a long time. I never was planning on taking it for more than a month when I began, and then yeah, I just ended up staying on it for 3 weeks because I just generally don't like staying on oral steroids at high dosages for a long time. So I saw what it did, and that was, it makes you look like a bodybuilder and it makes you strong as fuck. So I don't really have anything bad to say about it other than the fact that the pumps were sometimes really painful because they were so intense. But I would say that Superdrol is probably, some people know it's really, really strong because they've got legit stuff, and the stuff I had was super legit. But I think other than that, a lot of people probably have it underrated. The other thing it gave me when I used it was the worst carb and sugar cravings of anything I've ever used. Sugar cravings were insane, and my diet was insane because I would just be walking around, or maybe even just sitting in my room like watching TV, and out of nowhere all of a sudden I'd be hit with hypoglycemia. I'd just start to get tense and sweating. My skin would get red, and I would need sugar, and I'd eat junk food because it hit me so hard, how quick the just crazy carb craving and just feeling like I need sugar now would hit me so hard that I'd end up eating junk food. So that was definitely a side effect because it's so strong. It burns up carbs so quickly, and that was very, very uncomfortable, and one of the reasons why I stopped after 3 weeks. A lot of people think of Superdrol as like, oh, it can't be as strong as D-bol or Anadrol because it was legal, but it's not a prohormone, you know, it's a straight up anabolic steroid, and it's a designer anabolic steroid. It was invented in the late 60s by one of the big companies that was inventing all the steroids back then, but it didn't come to market because of the fact that it was too liver toxic. They ended up not making it a pharmaceutical because of that, but it's super, super powerful, and it's more powerful than any of the normal. If you have legit stuff, it's more powerful than any of the normal stuff, of the normal tried and true compounds that people use. So definitely gotta watch out for that. One of the things, it's don't underestimate it and think, oh, it used to be legal, so it's not that strong. No, it's way, way strong. My overall thoughts on Superdrol are that it's, if you want to get big fast, it would be one that it does that. It makes you big fast, but it doesn't give any water retention. So it's D-bol makes you big fast, but it gives water retention. But Superdrol doesn't have any bloat at all. It's just totally like a lean blow up, but it really does blow you up and volumize your body. It's one of those things where this is the same way with trenbolone, where the best gains come with the most sides. And I think that that's how it is with Superdrol, even though it doesn't have any estrogen side effects or anything like that. I do think that if you take it for longer, I only took it for 3 weeks, so if you take it for longer, I think that it will, you know, it's very toxic. A lot of people get a lot of lethargy, they can't get out of bed on it, and it will, you know, remember I said that it has the crazy appetite effects, and I was eating a lot of sugar. It's probably not a healthy thing to be taking when you are feeling the way that it made me feel, was just so out of control with my diet. I could not control the low blood sugar that was happening, and just being caught out of nowhere, just even sitting down in my room and feeling like I need sugar now or I'm gonna pass out. That's very unusual feeling. And yeah, I just think it's hard to say. It's basically a sledgehammer. I feel that way about it, is that it's a sledgehammer, and it is one of the most powerful steroids. Probably won't be using it again, because really at this point, really all that really matters that much to me is taking testosterone. And then, like, if you want to have a different drug thrown in there for a certain look, they can do that, really. But for me, it seems like testosterone is really the only thing that you need, and it's also the healthiest. So if I was going to run Superdrol again, I'd probably only do that if I was trying to, like, be in a powerlifting competition or something, because it does make you very, very strong quickly. It increases strength. But just as far as like mass gains or, you know, gradual strength gains, I don't need anything that's so strong. Like, just testosterone's fine for me. And then if I wanted to get a nice, like, lean, dry look, I'd just use Winstrol or Anavar or even Masteron. And if I wanted to really, you know, blow up and put on some mass or something, I would just use more testosterone, really, and I'd use some prohormone with that, because I don't really like using, like, all of these exotic compounds long term. Really, like, I just try them to make sure that, or I have tried them in the past, or done a cycle with them in the past to experiment what they're like. But really, I think it's the tried and true method of testosterone. That's where it's at. The biggest bodybuilders or the most successful bodybuilders are usually using testosterone for the majority of their steroid use. The testosterone is the main thing doing the work. It's the workhorse. It's the workhorse hormone. Alright, this has been Dan from bodybuilderinthailand.com. Visit bodybuilderinthailand.com to see more just uncensored truth about bodybuilding. I just talk about my experiences, just tell you guys what's up, and I don't hold back. You know, it's just a raw website, and I've had a lot of experiences with a lot of things bodybuilding over the years, and I just put all the information out there because I like to just let people learn. Let people learn. Everybody is so curious about this stuff, and so why not just put the information out there so that you can see from somebody who's actually used this stuff and has a face instead of a internet avatar or screen name, and you can see, you know, what someone who's used it has to say. For some reason, that's not very common. All right, bodybuilderinthailand.com.